All right, so we're going to be talking a little bit about constructing models. And if you go to a place like Michael's or Hobby Lobby, places like that, you can buy these little kits that are full of all different types of different size woods, different size or different thicknesses. I particularly like the basswood kits. The balsa tends to be a little squishy. So for just, like 10 bucks or whatever, you can get a whole bunch of stock. They also have kind of pre-made little things like boxes, rods, spheres, and all different types, sizes, kind of all that stuff. So just know poking around there when you're trying to do a model is a great way to discover some other ways to cheaply and quickly get your point across with your model. And that's really what we're trying to do with this, is as fast as possible and as cheaply as possible to have somebody say yes to our particular design idea. So I have a couple of pieces of drawings or scale drawings here. And I just want to show you a couple quick ways to kind of use these scale drawings. So it's one of the reasons we push scale drawings so much, is it makes model making so much easier. So for instance, for this particular one, this was a blanket chest. And so I actually just went ahead and kind of glued up 1/8" MDF with 1/4" MDF to make a particular thickness that's going to fit the width and like sides of these particular pieces. Okay, so it's an MDF model. So I just kind of glued it up to fit. So now I don't have to really make any measurements or use an architect scale or anything like that. I can actually lay this stock right on the piece or cut out these little pieces, which I've done right here. Okay, so this is a cutout, right? So, and then I just lay it on the MDF that's been appropriately thicknessed. Okay, and then I can just shape that with a sanding block or a sander, anything like that really quick. And it's also safe. So for instance, like these are all pieces from, that drawing that I can just lay onto 1/8" MDF. Okay, and then just cut out and then stack as I'd like. And the model that actually came out of that is this one. This one's actually cast in bronze. I expect everyone to have a cast bronze piece as well. Okay, so you can see that how these were just used here and to shape these different things. So this was originally an MDF model, so I just constructed the fronts, the sides, and then glued them all together to create the three-dimensional model. And it gives you a really good kind of idea of how everything's going to go together and interrelate. And the other nice thing is you can actually do different kind of design concepts from one side to another. So like this face could be one design concept, this face could be another design concept. And like this piece in the middle was going to be a bronze piece here. So I could try one side without, one side with. Okay, and then I could also kind of try different kind of shaping options and things from side to side on the model. Okay, so some options for models. Another example is me actually kind of changing the scale of the drawing. So this was the original drawing for this table. And so I just kept reducing it down, okay, until it fit a particular dimension for my cross pieces. And you can see that one's too small. So that was 90%. So then I just took another copy down to 80%. And then that also doesn't fit. You can take my word for it. Okay, until I got down to 70%, and then I did a darker one as well. And if I hold this up, I can see that now this is the actual thickness that I need, okay, for these cross pieces. So again, now I don't have to measure anything. I can go ahead and lay down a long piece, okay, and then just mark off the measurements and cut them to that particular size. And I've got another piece here that's done. So this one was all laid out, it's upside down. So this one was all laid out using the drawing here. So I don't really have to measure anything at this point. And then I put this one together with a hot glue gun, all based on this shrunken drawing. So make things super easy on yourself. Use old technology, projecting things up on walls for making things larger, shrinking things with a photocopier. Use whatever you can to make sure you're making it as easy as possible for you to realize your particular model. And then there's also options too. I also constructed this one inside of SketchUp. Okay, and so you can actually, with the new 3D, printing stuff, it really is fast to prototype different things, and you can actually have working joinery on those pieces kind of prototype things. And then, you know, the scale model thing, you can really, you're just limited by the size of the platen on the 3D printer. So just a little bit on how you can use your scale drawing to give yourself a helping hand when you're actually constructing your model.